can see the title below, and this is the my Wrestlemania 29 review. I was going to do this last night, but I just couldn't get up. Well, I was up, but the thing is I just didn't feel like doing it because I was tired. Been up almost a whole day or something like that. So, well, let's get into talking about Mania. Now, I know a lot of people have some mixed reactions about Mania last night. You know, some felt it was good. It surprised them, because of the fact of the way it was, you know, booked and built towards. Well, others felt that, hey, you know, it wasn't that good, and some felt that it was kind of like a mixed bag. Me, I thought it was okay. You know, I always look at the positive. I always look at the positives, and I thought it was an okay Mania. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. You know, I admit, when I looked at some of the matches, I said to myself, you know what? I said to myself basically in my mind, I said, you know what? There's going to be some people that are going to crap on a lot of this. And watching some reviews like the OTRS and stuff, I can pretty much confirm that's true. Some did crap on it and some didn't. But let's talk about some of the matches, shall we? First of all, I will say this. I will say one negative thing about it, because I expected something different. One negative thing is they didn't have America the Beautiful like they usually do. And I can probably understand it's because they didn't have time to book whoever they wanted to do America the Beautiful or something. If they did have it, they had it off camera, so. But one positive thing I will say is they did show a little bit of a video clip with the governor, I think, governor or mayor or something like that, the governor, I think, of New Jersey, basically welcoming people to Wrestlemania by talking about what happened with Hurricane Sandy and how everybody's rebuilding from it and all that. So I thought that was good. I'm surprised they didn't have no pyro go off at the beginning of Mania. That was really a surprise there. But what really surprised me is the fact that we kicked off with the six-man tag team match. It really surprised me. Now, before I talk about that, though, WrestleMania, in a sense, did kick off with a championship match, but it was on the pre-show, and that was The Miz versus Wade Barrett. Now, I didn't see much of this match, mostly because anybody that can understand where I'm coming from, if you have an iPod or an iPad or even an iPhone of any kind, you'll notice that sometimes you gotta refresh it or you gotta push the bar forward just to get a current reception. Not a dragged out thing, not like kind of behind vocally and stuff, but kind of like right there in there, right live picture. So what I saw was okay. I thought it was good, and Miz wins the Intercontinental titles. That's really good. So Miz is the new Intercontinental Champion for the second time, which I thought was good. And even though it happened on the pre-show, the reason they did it, folks, is because they wanted to get people hyped up and ready for Mania. And I think they did just that with Miz becoming Intercontinental Champion. Now, we get to the pay-per-view itself, and we get to the first match of the night, like I said, which was the six-man tag. Now, you would probably think that with all the built-up that this six-man got, that it would be like one of the main matches, right? One of the later matches. But no, it was the opener. And I could probably understand why it was the opener. You see, you have to realize that these are the Shield are new guys. So you don't want to suddenly say, okay, we're going to put you later on tonight. Alright, we're going to put you here and there. They don't want to do that. So what do instead? They end up having it in the opening, which I thought was okay. I thought it was okay. It was surprising, but it was okay. The match itself was all right. I mean, I will say, I will say this. I will say this. The reaction, the crowd reaction the show got shouldn't have been much of a surprise, because essentially you're in New Jersey / New York, you know, basically smart mark territory, if you will. You know, you're bound to get a lot of people cheering for the Shield. And why? Because that's smart mark territory. Essentially, that is ROH CZW territory. Get what I'm saying? Overall, decent match. Shield goes over, which I guess is a good idea, because if you want to put the tag titles on them, you want to do that. You want to keep the, you want to keep the momentum going. So I thought it was good. And of course, I guess you could say we kind of had a heel turn, but it wasn't what fans wanted. It was a kind of a revert back to heel situation with Big Show, which I'm pretty sure is going to lead to maybe a triple threat or some kind of one-on-one match between him and Randy down the line, or a triple threat Extreme Rules or something down the line, and with Sheamus and Randy at Extreme Rules. So expect that to happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be for a #1 contendership. So get ready for that. The next match was Ryback and Mark Henry, and to me, this was good. It was okay. It was okay big man match. I mean, it wasn't a masterpiece. I will say that. But it was okay for what it was. I mean, Ryback was able to get Mark Henry up for the shell shock, but when he did, Mark Henry reached out, grabbed the ropes, and basically fell on top of Ryback, knocking him out and getting the win. But afterwards, while the medics were attending to Ryback, officials and medics were trying to attend to Ryback, Mark Henry comes back in, tries to attack him again, but basically turns his back long enough for Ryback to give Ryback enough time to get back on his feet and get Mark Henry in. Not only lift Mark Henry up into a spine buster, but then lift him up and walk around with him in the shell shock. So probably expect maybe one more match with those two down the line. Maybe. Either that or expect maybe some kind of team to be formed out of respect. Then the next match we got was for the World Tag Team title, I believe. Yeah, I think it was for the World Tag Team titles. It was Team Hell No against Big E Langston and Dolph Ziggler. This match was okay. I mean, I thought it was a decent tag match and all that. I thought it was good for what it was. And Team Hell No does end up retaining. I mean, there were times throughout the match that you saw Ziggler and Big E were going to win, because Big E, whether you like how he whether you like how he performs in that ring or not, definitely showed that he is powerful and he can move for a big man. There's no doubt about that. He proved he can move for a big man. But Team Hell No does end up winning and retaining the tag team titles. The next match we got was Chris Jericho against Fandango. And I have to say that despite what some people may say about this, I thought it was okay. Yeah, Chris Jericho did carry most of the match, but give Johnny Curtis a lot of credit for hanging in there and doing what he had to do and making it look like he was going to lose on his first night out. But believe it or not, he ends up winning and with a small package, and thus wins not only his debut match, but wins his WrestleMania debut. So that's pretty impressive for someone that obviously Vince McMahon pushing and is behind, so that's pretty good for Fandango to get his win, and not only in his debut match, but as his debut at WrestleMania. Now, the next match, of course, was for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I'm kind of surprised Jack Swagger didn't get an entrance. I mean, you saw what he drove down in, but yet you didn't see him drive down in it. So that was kind of a surprise. I'm thinking, what the heck? You know? And, you know, and there were various times throughout that I got kind of distracted because we had my nephews here, and they wanted to play the Wii. One nephew wanted to play this, another nephew wanted to play that. They were saying I was getting teased and joked about with the fact that my Wii could have been broken, or my Wii remote was broken. So it was just kind of back and forth. But still, I was able to see most of the match, and I thought it was good. But still, what got me is you didn't see the entrance for Jack Swagger. As far as I know, that's like the first time somebody at WrestleMania never had an entrance televised, as far as I know. But anyway, the match overall I thought was okay. I thought it was good. There were various times you thought Jack could end up winning, especially when he locked in the Patriot lock in the middle of the ring. So there were various times. And I'll give WWE credit for kind of teasing that illusion that you thought it was going to happen. But in the end, Del Rio did end up getting the cross-arm breaker on in the middle of the ring, and thus having Jack Swagger tap out. Now, apparently what they said on the post-show on YouTube kind of indicates that you're going to have one more match between the two, probably at Extreme Rules. Now, the match, then after that, we end up getting into the meat of the card. The meat of the card. And that's the three main events. And what's surprising about this is because of the sudden fact that we were getting into the meat of the situation, if you will, the triple main events, what happened was, I don't think really should surprise anybody. Well, it kind of did, but shouldn't really. The mixed tag team match got nixed. I'm not lying. Yeah. Tons of Funk in the Funkadactyls match against the Rhodes Scholars and the Bella Twins was nixed. And here's why. One person complained about the fact on NoDQ.com. One person there complained about the fact that because of P. Diddy's performance that he did, where he performed Mo Money, I'm Coming Home, and another song I can't think of right now, which I thought was good. I kind of liked that they did let him do the Mo Money part. They sung Mo Money. Because of his performance, they had to nix the 8-person tag, which kind of tells you that the 8-person tag wouldn't have lasted long anyway if they had to nix it, possibly because of his performance. But anyway, that aside, because I'm pretty sure the match might take place tonight on Raw. That aside, we end up going into the meat of the event, which is the triple main events. And the first one up is Undertaker and CM Punk. Now, a lot of people speculated that whether or not CM Punk was going to be the one, whether he was going to be the one to break the streak, or whether he was going to be 20-1, or he was going to be the 21st victim. And also a lot of people speculated, depending on when it was positioned, would kind of tell you whether or not it was going to happen. Some people speculated that if the match was positioned at the end of the card, or even like the second to last match, or even the last match itself, then yeah, it's going to happen. The streak's going to end. Maybe even the second to last match and all that. But I think it should come as common knowledge. It should come as common knowledge. And I'll be right back with part 2.